Okay, we're live again. Oh boy. Howdy do. Okay, so you can see I figured this part out first. I've got interesting. The YouTube has not gone live yet. It's probably because it's a bigger delay. But now let's have a listen. Test, test, test. Yep, that works. It's now only coming out of the left. Okay. Let's hear what YouTube sounds like. Interesting still. Okay, so like if I back out of there. Output settings. Camera. Yeah, that should fix that. So if I listen back in here now, I'm still hearing it at the left. That's okay. So I'm using this Shure kit to try it out. It's working, it's just not working. Interesting, okay. So we're going to test out and see how long this actually lasts first off before it maybe overheats or anything else. Oops. I accidentally. Okay, let's center out a little bit here. Good. It's also doing the mirrored thing, which I don't particularly care for. All right, but I'm also testing out some other things today. I'm just going to be going through and I'm going to be unboxing a few things and just checking them out while I test this and its general vibe. So the first thing I need we're doing some webcams today. Actually, let's break out the third. Another OBSBot. So I'm going to have a bunch of OBSBot videos coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. Multicrons! I know the audio's buggered, man. I don't know what's going on. It's the way that YouTube is accepting the audio for this thing. I don't really have a fix for it, unfortunately. If you want to hear it clear, if you go to twitch.tv/miscastjoe, you will hear me much more clearly there, I can assure you. But yeah, we're just trying stuff out. I just had a weird thing happen. Oh god, it's so bad. So bad! Alright, so I'm going to open this up first. And so we'll open like this together. So this is the OBSBot Tiny 2 Lite. So the OBSBot Tiny 2, it looks the same, it's just smaller. So by comparison, I've got an OBSBot Tiny 2 here. Oh, this one's not open. Break out my knife. There you go, Multicron's on Twitch now. Very good. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is with YouTube, but this is why I wanted to multi-stream on this thing. So I knew you missed the first take of this. So I am testing right now. It's the AI Coco wireless live streaming camera, not an ad. We're doing a review on this, and I've checked a lot of things out, but I haven't actually checked out the live portion of this yet. It's a pretty interesting camera, though. So actually, instead of trying to do this part here, so it looks a lot like the Insta360. Oh, Multicrons, thanks for the sub. Really appreciate that. 7 months. God bless. But yeah, this looks a lot like the Insta360 models that they have, except there's not a camera on either side. It's not a fisheye lens. It's not as wide an angle. But you can, if you're doing live, you can flip this camera around like so. And then you've got another camera like that, and then you've got it going that way, so you can have a camera operator kind of following you. It does do vertical or horizontal. What's interesting is it doesn't have TikTok on there, so that's kind of a bummer right there. Or Instagram for that matter, so the two places where you're going to use it. Yeah, I know. But what's also interesting about this, though, is like you can use it as a webcam, so it will hook up to your PC directly. You can use it as a wireless camera for like OBS or something like that, and it's actually the easiest setup of any of those that I've seen. Oh, I just went to an ad. Ugh. Twitch ads. But seeing as right now, I think you're the only person watching Multicrons and you're a sub, you're seeing all of this anyways. But yeah, so you can use it like any which way you want, but I do really love that you can just download their app onto Windows or iOS. Not iOS, just regular old. Oh wait, no, it doesn't have a Mac version, but it does have an iOS version. So if you download the app, then all you have to do, like, it automatically makes it a source on your OBS and everything like that. You don't have to go through any other ND sources or anything like that. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, I know. I forget, and so I just saw them pop up because I'm not even signed in. I was just like, I'm just looking at this as a what the hell? Why does it say I'm streaming Fortnite? Okay, so that's a little app problem because I set up. So you saw what the title is: testing a live camera take 2, and it changed to something else on here. So that's a bummer a bit, but that's fine. I'm not changing it. I'm not going to be on long enough to worry about it so much. But yeah, anyways, just going back to this little guy. Oh, it's a nice design. So it's the much smaller version of the camera, like I said. So if I break open the Tiny 2 regular here, which comes in a nice case. Wait a second. The light is smaller than, I don't know, they're about the same. Interesting. Some more interesting design on the light, though, I'll be honest with you. Because this is magnetic on the Tiny 2, so this hooks up to this, and then you've got your mount for webcams and whatnot. But hey, with Fortnite now, Multicrons, maybe it is. They've done so much expansion. I haven't opened it in ages. I'm waiting for that Disney stuff to open up because I have my Disney YouTube channel as well, and I want to do some of that stuff on there. But yeah, you can see, so this is the OBSBot Tiny 2, regular one that has a separate piece here, but does not have, so you have to take that off to be able to hook this up to a tripod or something like that. Whereas this one just has that tripod bit built in, but then also the webcam bit. So that's very interesting. Now, if I look at the stats on the back here, that's no real stats on the back, but it's a 4K. So I believe this is a 4K 30, and then this one's also 4K, and I believe this is a 4K 60. But I'll have to compare them just to be sure. I did the Tiny 2 a really long time ago, so I don't remember. But yeah, so that's this little guy. I'm looking forward to him. I think this is going to be my next video, which should come out in a few days anyways. I'm going to be shooting it tonight, if not during the day today. But yeah, I've got some catch up to do. So I'm doing that. I'm doing a tutorial on the Nearstream cameras that I did, just how to set those up for live, and lots of other stuff. I got a lot of gear in the house right now. There's going to be a video for this thing as well. All right, next up, we're going to unbox this eNeat streaming cam. This is another thing I'm behind on right now. This was an interesting one because they sent me like a prototype, everything back to normal health-wise. I mean, you can hear it that I still am not all the way back with my voice. I feel fine. I've felt fine for weeks, but my voice was so bad that I couldn't actively speak for more than like a couple of seconds without having massive coughing fits, and I would get so raspy, and I was on a steroid puffer, so I was like, my voice would instinct like this, and then and so I'm not trying to be like a 1950s smoker on like Carson late night, you know what I mean? It was really good to start with Robbie De Niro back when he was a kid, but yeah, no, I do feel good though, Multicrons. Thank you very much for asking. So I bring out my handy dandy blade here. I have like just a proper utility knife that I bought specifically for doing these unboxings, and I misplaced it when I was cleaning off my desk. But then like this just spawned out of nowhere. The feeling in my finger, well, let's test it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But no, it's better. It's better, but like I'm still like, it's still numb here and like here. So like the numbness around here is all but gone. I went to, what do we call them? I went to a chiropractor who was working on it, and it was actually getting better and better and better, but I used up all of my benefits for the chiropractor, so I've taken a break. And he was confident, though. He said it takes a really long time. Yeah, my bone popper. He said it takes a really long time to kind of come back. Basically, he was saying just the way everything was sitting was pinching on a nerve, and that's what was doing it, which I believe because I don't know any better, and he's educated on this, and I believe to be educated. But we'll see how it goes. All right, so breaking out this cam. All right, it's not bad looking. I'm going to tell you, I haven't had the best of luck with these eNeat cameras. So, all right, so we're looking at it right here. So it's got the little shutter thing. You can open and close the shutter like that, which is a little privacy thing. That's cool, just the usual webcam-ness of it all. And then the tripod quarter-inch screw on the bottom. This looks like it's like a cooling system, like it's a heat sink or something like that. So that'd be nice. Oh, it says caution hot, so let me put it up close. So I guess, yeah, that's going to get pretty hot here to dissipate from the actual sensor. That will be an interesting one. It's meant specifically for live streaming. It is a 4K 30 camera or 1080/60. Does HDR. I'm going to tell you I hate HDR and all these. I have HDR turned on to this one right now and I can't stand it. It looked better on the previous one. If you look back on the first live, you'll see the difference between HDR on and HDR off. Okay. So that's that guy. I'm going to have to box it all back up so I can do a proper unboxing later. So my wife doesn't murder me. Okay. And then our last one that we got to unbox here, it's another OBSBot. It's the Meet 2. I didn't do a video for the first Meet. I did review it on cgmagonline.com, but I was just really strapped for time. It was one of the first times when I had like too much stuff to deal with. And finally, I got that sorted out. And I got it sorted out, I just did less. Oh my god, this is small. Look at how tiny! Look how cute he is! Oh my goodness. Alright. Now it's got a magnetic thing here. Is it magnetic? There we go. So it's magnetic on top here. I was kind of hoping it would be magnetic on the back too. Just so then you could like theoretically throw it up, but it's got the wired thing there, so I guess that's a no-go. I like it. So, yeah, I'm going the wrong way. So yeah, that is the smallest little webcam I ever did see. I imagine the first Meet overheated a lot. So I'll be very curious to see how this goes. But I would love to have, because they gave me two. And I would love to have a couple of these around for different like angles and stuff like that. Because there's such like little indiscriminate little, like for overhead cams or something like that. They're just not in the way. So I'll be testing that out for sure. That's fun. Okay. What else do I have around that I can bust out? I think that's it. All right, put that back. I'm telling you though, if that camera's good, it's a 4K camera. So again, I'm guessing 4K 30, but we'll see. We're gonna have a lot of fun with these, if that works out. All right. I don't even know why. I'm not listening to anything, so I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. Now, I'll ask the question, can you hear my... just back to the retro review. What company is that from? The last one that I just showed? So I'll just go over what I've got again here. So the first one, the camera that I'm doing right now, this is the AI Coco wireless live streaming camera. Again, hashtag not an ad, which they probably won't want it to be an ad because I'll have some negative things to say, not a ton, because it's actually camera quality wise, it's better than most of these wireless ones that I've tested. So we'll see how that goes. But the other camera here, this guy, this is from eNeat. This is the live streaming camera. This is a 4K camera. Then I got the two OBSBot cameras. So the teeny tiny one that I was just showing, that's this one. This is the OBSBot Meet 2. And then I've got the Tiny 2 Lite here as well. So lots of things. Actually, the OBSBot reached out to me just before I got sick, and they asked me if I would do a comparison video between the Insta360 Link and the OBSBot Tiny 2. They want a direct comparison, and I always find that cool because they're basically saying, like, put us up against the best, and we'll see what's going on. Oh, very cool. They just reached out to me to review. This isn't the S800, right? No. Oh, this is the S800. There you go. So, no, you like that one? That's cool. I'm looking forward to that. They sent me two. It was something I started earlier. Started talking about earlier was that they sent me one before they came out, and then like a week after I got it, they're like, "Don't use that one. We're sending another one." It was really just updated colors. They said that none of the guts changed, but they updated some of the outside stuff. So they're like, "You're welcome to keep that one, but if you're reviewing, just please review this one." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." So very good. But yeah, I've got so many webcams floating around right now. I've got two sitting up here. I've got the Insta360 Link and the Elgato Facecam Neo, which I can't really show you here. Can I get it out here? No. Oh, there we go. So that's the Elgato Facecam Neo here, which I just did a, what's it called? Like an ecosystem review for the whole Neo system. Like I got everything. Actually, I'm being lit right here by the light, by the Keylight Neo, and I've got the StreamCam Neo over here. Oh, not StreamCam, the Stream Deck Neo, which I really like. I like it a lot better than their Mini. I like it almost as much as just the Stream Deck Mark II. Which one is for Joe After Dark? Great question, Multicrons, as always, on Twitch. I don't know, whatever one I can screw under the desk. That's what she said. If you haven't checked it out, Back to the Future retro review on YouTube. It's comparable to the OBSBot, in my opinion. Oh, that's really interesting. I'll be looking forward to doing that. I will be doing, as soon as I kind of bust through this backlog, I'm going to be doing some comparison videos. I'm going to get my hands on about 20 different USB mics, about 15 to 20 XLR mics, and then probably about 10 to 15 cameras, like the most recent ones, and put them all side by side for different comparison videos. Whatever audio I'm using is not the best at the moment. Yeah. So right now I'm using this Shure Move mic, and the what's it called? Well, we got two things going on. So first off, you're on YouTube, so the YouTube audio is still choppy, if I'm not mistaken. But also the noise reduction is turned all the way up on this to remove my air conditioner, because I was not dealing with that. So that will compress my voice a little bit. Let's do a little comparison. So we've done the mic comparison. I'm going to unplug the mic now, and you're going to hear just the AI Coco microphone. Okay, we're trying again now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to try. I just want to talk into it like this for a second. So it's a little bit better if it's a little closer to my lips. It's the tiniest little game show microphone. Hey everybody and welcome. Good God, that YouTube audio is atrocious. Yeah, so when I unplugged, it was an assumption, and I was wrong. When I unplugged the microphone, I thought it would automatically revert to AI Coco's front microphone. It did not do that. It just was like, oh, I'm looking for the external still, and that didn't work out. Bummer. But it's alright, I'm going to hold it like this now for a little while, because that's fun. This is fun. But yeah, it's the compression just from the noise reduction is one thing. My voice is really, really raspy and harsh at the moment, and that is the other thing. But what's really interesting is we've got some plans to do, I want to do some new, different types of streams. I'm not a good gaming streamer. I will still do gaming streams from time to time, but I like to play just when I play, I'll do a little bit of gaming or something like that. But I want to just mess around a little bit more in here. And sometimes it's going to be testing gear. Sometimes it's going to be cooking. My wife and I are going to be doing some stuff related to the Disney Channel. I've got a trip coming up. Yeah, the camera is pretty good. Back to the retro. So I want to keep saying Back to the Future Retro instead of Back to the Retro Review, and I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the camera quality on the AI Coco. I've used a couple of their cameras before, and they weren't terrible. Actually, I gave one of them to a friend, and he uses it at our shared workspace as his webcam for like conference calls and whatnot. But they're pretty good. I had their 2K smart webcam that had a little bit of it had a pan and tilt, which was nice. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. AI Coco sent two to us at CGM, and my sister has the other one. So if I can figure out what the audio issue is with YouTube, that would be ideal, because I like the idea of being able to multi-stream. Because I've gone to some pretty interesting places. Ooh, great suggestion. Back to the Retro Review on YouTube. So suggestion, when you review the S800, make sure you demo that autofocus. I always like to with the webcams, because I've had issues, and I like to kind of compare the ones that have really searchy autofocus and stuff like that. So I really like to try and be on top of that. But thank you very much for the suggestion. Yeah, the other thing I like to do, because like I said, I've been traveling a bit more. So I've gone to San Francisco a couple times. I went out to Dubai a little while ago. I tried to make a video for it, but it was just so scrambled. But you will see, I think you'll see a few shots from Dubai in my review for the Poco F6 Pro on the YouTubes. So I've got some shots there. I don't remember actually how much of proper Dubai is there, but anything from the actual presentation of the phone was in Dubai. But I wanted to be able to bring something like this to be able to set up and then just do a little like chill live stream from the hotel, because hotels are lonely when you're sent to places. I will tell you, I went to Redwood City, which is just outside of San Francisco, for it was the EA Sports thing. I did last year's Madden game. I went to a presentation of that, and the hotel was so far away from anything that it was just like utterly boring. There were 3 other hotels near us, And then the only other thing that was within walking distance was like a small plaza that had a dentist office in it. But there was not even a store that I could go into to like buy some snackies for the hotel. That's one of my favorite things to do, obviously. But the yeah, it was just so bad. So to be able to have something like this to set up and just be able to go would be really cool. But at the same time, I can do it on my phone, so maybe it's not as necessary. But I like gear, so whatever. I'll be bringing I've got a MacBook now, and I'm gonna set up OBS and stuff like that on it as well to do some small, lighter streams that aren't very resource intensive. Just a couple cameras, a couple mics, nothing in terms of gaming or anything like that. I'm gotta set up stream elements for that as well, so that I can go back and forth. But yeah, I just like to have a couple nice little options out there though for some streams, just to hang out and just chat with people and just connect with people too, like some other people, like friends of mine on Facebook and things like that, can just hop on. And he's got a wireless streaming cam as well. Yes, I have those mics actually. I did review them. I'm pretty sure I reviewed them. Well, I know I reviewed them. I just don't remember if I reviewed them for YouTube. Now I have to go and look at my own channel. This is, I guess, an embarrassment of riches. When you get to the point where you forget what videos you've done. So there's the Shure. And yeah, I got him right there. The eMeet StreamCam 1. Was not particularly thrilled with that one, to be honest with you. It was just a little bit more complicated than I wanted it to be. I did that 7 months ago. That stream. What else? Just going through. I just kind of impressed myself with A, my body of work, and B, the bulk of my thumbnails. And I don't want to be a guy who's not particularly humble about his stuff, but when you go down to the very bottom and you see what my work used to look like, and you see where I've come, with a little bit of help from my friends too, though, right? I've got people like Sam Woodhull to thank, who he's been really cool to me for a long time. He gave me a lot of really good advice. So, and just to have the gear in the first place to be able to do that is nice. Right, there we go. And just seeing even my subscriber count, like, it feels... Yeah, you need thumbnail help? Well, I can't go to your channel, like, on stream right now, just for obvious reasons. But, because I'm not set up as a stream right now. But let me just go have a look at your channel. Back to the retro review. There we go. I just dropped a little subby on there for you too. Oh, you just did some of my favorite, you just did a couple of my favorite movies, The Mighty Wind and Best in Show. I am a Christopher Guest nerd to no end. I really like your podcast ones, the Back to the Retro Review. I would maybe, if I were to give any advice, I would maybe make the poster a little bit more prominent, like maybe like 25% bigger if possible. And even if that means making the Back to the Retro Review logo a little bit smaller, just to be like, just so that catches your eye a little bit. Um, what else? No, man, they're not bad at all. I think a better designer would be able to give you advice. Like, I don't feel like I'm qualified enough as a designer to give you some advice on some of those things. I'll say that just to my eye, like I'm looking at the one for the Mayano PD100 right now, and it looks a little fuzzy. It almost looks like it's been um, like up converted to the size that it currently is, but it's quite small. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm sure that there are people, and then it's like you did this for the Mayano and for the Fifine case 669D, where it's like the customized one where you make it like you literally put it out of focus. I would have put that one in focus. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a real opinion on that right now. Ooh, that toner mic looks good. That reminds me of the what other one did I just look at? Oh, the Feel World. It reminds me a lot of. Interesting. But yeah, it's at the very least you definitely have a um, you've got a solid aesthetic that is definitely tied to you. I tried doing that, to be honest with you, and again, I can't show you mine right now. But if I go back to my own channel and I just kind of talk in general about it, um, like I like the I let me go back to like the earliest release ones. I've changed a lot of the old ones. I don't know why they're not particularly getting views anymore because they're for old items, but sometimes people go back and look at them. There are some miscast Joe completionists out there, if you believe it. Um, but if I go all the way back and I'm looking at a couple, so the first like five, so Road Connect versus Elgato Wavelink, Loop Deck Live, edit your video podcast in real time using OBS Studio, which I still think is a solid video. I might actually redo that video sometime. But we'll see. Because I don't do that show anymore, that podcast. It's on indefinite hiatus. But yeah, if you look at these first ones, so you can see they're very kind of nothing, those first two. Like, I got no highlights around me. I've got no highlights around the Road Connect or the Elgato stuff, and I just put a very, very small blur on the camera, like on the background, and it's not that pronounced. The second one, you can see I put a bigger blur on it, and I made the items a little bit bigger, but again, I didn't do anything to really highlight them. Next one, I'm looking at the again, I can't show you any of this. If anybody's like new in the stream right now, I'm on a live camera, so I'm not hooked up to OBS or anything where I can share screen or anything like that. We're just chatting about regrets when it comes to thumbnails, and I'm looking at my oldest videos. So to edit your video podcast in real time using OBS Studio. I like that whole idea. I'm not well lit enough. I should have like taken myself out and blown myself up a little bit, and then just highlighted it a little bit more and just changed kind of the overall lighting on that. And then that arrow is piss poor, to say the least. I've gotten better at doing those, so I might actually go back and fix that, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then the EPOS one, the EPOS B20, Again, I like that one. I'm well lit in that one. I've done that a little bit better. I think I've played out my ideas a little bit better, but it just looked very plain. And then the third or the next one, the OBS 101, I actually paid somebody to do that, and they did kind of a bad job, but it was better than anything I could do at the time. And I hate the Razer Siren X1. So, but again, it's like nobody's looked at that in forever. You can see certain ones like the Rode killed the Rodecaster Pro. People still watch this one. The Razer Siren X1, the Razer Siren X was old then. So that was a mistake for me to even make that video. But, meh. Oh, okay, I see what you're getting at. I did add a focus so that you can see the final reveal in video. Okay. So how do we do that? My recommendation, just storyboarding off of the top of my head, would be have the first one on one side, like do a split screen, and have the one on one side totally fine and whatever. Have the other one completely, don't use like a Gaussian blur or anything like that. Use like a blocked out, like pixelization blur. So you cannot tell anything. Like you don't even want to, like you barely want to be able to tell it's a microphone from that. And then have you in the middle kind of like doing some kind of like react to the new one, being like, and then like from this to this kind of idea would be a good way of maybe going about that. I think it's worth trying. I like to try sometimes. Like you have an idea for a thumbnail, and I do a bunch that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, and it's going to show this, this, and this, and it's too busy or too complicated, and I'm like, I'm going to do a really simple one too. 9 times out of 10, I do the really simple one. Like I think one of my best thumbnails. Here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to clip this back on for a few minutes. I'm just going to show them. This is how I'm going to show Scream. Oh, no, you're back to the retro. You're more than welcome. So I'm going to flop this around right now. Whoops. And we're just going to look at my screen like this. This is how we share screens now. It's 2024. All right. I'm holding my mic thing too. Okay. So if I go up to the top, so I'll tell you some of the ones I love. So this one, oh, it's upside down this way. Ah, crap. We're flipping. This is so not worth what I'm doing. All right. It still says it's upside. What the hell are you? Forget it. We're going to flip the whole thing around just normal styles. Like this, and then like this, and I'll just look at it on. They're going to be reversed, but so this one right here, the All Hail the King, that is now in mirror form. So that's one of my favorite ones I ever did, and it's super simple, right? Like it doesn't get simpler than that. I liked, these were, the beacon ones were 3 of the first ones that I really put some work into. I was happy with those ones. The alerts appear behind me one, this guy right here. I liked that one as well. What else? What other ones am I particularly? These 2 I'm particularly proud of. Oh, there's the AI Coco camera that I did previously. There's that. And like these are trash. I like this. I still have this microphone from Comica though. It's fun. What other ones? This one's pretty simple. But again, here's the camera. That's what I look like. The Antlion one, the Kimura, I enjoyed doing that one as well. This one here is an interesting one because it's like so many different layers of things. So my hand and the microphone kit are one shot. I'm another shot, and then it's just like a stock background on top of that, and I did different levels of depth of field for I enjoyed that one a lot too. And you notice I take myself out of them more and more. I like this one, customize your sound, because you can actually put on this microphone, you can put whatever picture you want. And then the Mayano and SteelSeries ones, they're very similar, but they got the point across. And you can see, like the SteelSeries one does numbers still for me. It's my second highest viewed, I think. And what else? Kind of nothing, kind of nothing. The Temu one's pretty good. Or sorry, it's Temu. And then the Logitech, so the Logitech Brio or MX Brio, that is the simplest one. And I had a big, complicated one that I was gonna do, and then I did that, and it's like that video does huge numbers still. It's still like day to day gets the most views on my channel, and it's been a while. So yeah, so that's that. Do I use Canva or another program for making the thumbnails? Ooh, this is quite hot. Just learned that about that. Great question. I do not use Canva. I use oh, that's taking forever on YouTube. I was still flipping the camera around on YouTube. I use oh no, Multicron's freaked out. I don't know what you freaked out about because I'm just seeing this now. Was that me flipping the camera around again? But yeah, no, I use Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer, depending on what I need. I get most of it done on Photo, to be honest. Yeah, sorry, Multicrons, for all the flipping and stuff. I must have Blair Witched your brain for a minute. My apologies. So yeah, for all my thumbnails, I just use Affinity Photo. But it works like Photoshop or anything else. It's quite simple in those terms. So, I know some people who are better at thumbnails than me, they do a lot more in terms of planning. Again, I'll talk about Sam Woodhull for a minute. Go and check out some of his. I don't actually know. He made a lot of his videos private because he was trying to redirect the point of his channel to be more towards editing and less towards design. So some of that might be gone now, but he had some really good things in terms of planning out your thumbnails, and even some of the biggest YouTubers and guys like Mr. Who's the Boss, and MKBHD and things like that. You'll see they just do sketches of their thumbnails. They'll just put it on a tablet or on their phone or something like that, and then send it out to their people, and they'll kind of bring that to life. But it's interesting because I don't do it, but you could get use out of it because it's you can. The things that I tend to realize when I'm working in Affinity, oh, this doesn't work here, this microphone shows up too small and it needs to be more prominent, or this is blocking this, or whatever. I think I could probably work a lot more of that out if I just did a really crude, you don't have to have any art skills, right? It just has to be oh yeah, this is where microphone goes, this is where camera goes, whatever you're doing, this is where I go. And then you can kind of see, oh yeah, this will work, this won't work, and you can rework it before you start getting into the real digital stuff. Yeah, it's a tricky. I'd argue it's the trickiest bit of sales for your brand and for your like YouTube channel and all that, because obviously you need to draw eyes to get clicks. And so the title thumbnail thing, everybody will tell you, is crucial for exactly that reason, because you have to get something that's going to catch people's eye, and so it's usually the thumbnail first. But it is true that if you have a boring ass title, that people will just move on. If it's like somebody who has something a little bit more um, clickbaity, a little more like sensational, that'll get a click before yours every time. Um, but I think, and again, Sam used this, and I'm trying to think who else. I think Harris used this back in the day. Was calling it legit bait. And so what that means is you're creating a clickbait style title or clickbait style thumbnail, but you're delivering on what you're promising, right? It's not like you see so many of them where they talk about, it's like, this YouTuber's going insane, and it's like a picture of Mr. Beast on the thumbnail, and then you go in, and Mr. Beast has nothing to do with anything. You just got catfished into watching a music video, or like it's just any kind of video, whatever it is, right? And they're just talking about like some whatever random thing. I know somebody did that to a Laserbeam as well. You can go through and you can find all kinds of like Laserbeam loses it on like Ninja's stream or whatever, and it's like they weren't even on stream together. Oh, hey there. I'm going to say Luan. Is that how we pronounce that correctly on YouTube? Welcome and hello. It's nice to see you. We're being real chill right now because we're just using a live camera, and so I'm not set up on OBS or anything like that. We're using this camera right here, the AI Coco wireless live streaming camera. Oh, geez. I've had to go searching for all the stuff, like the apps and stuff like that. There's a QR right on the side. Well, whatever. I wish that I could change more settings while live. I'm not a particular fan of that. Like if I go back into the app, I'll show off the app a little bit. So you can see it here. And there's not a lot. There you go. And the Truth Bait with the PodMic review talked about secondhand marketplace. That's what you want to do, right? You want to tell somebody, especially in this form, I'm going to give you something, and then give it to them, right? It's a little bit different in entertainment forums and things like that. I've done that with some of my podcast things like that, where it's like, oh, he said what about this? And it's like, we did talk about it, and I deliver what I said, but it's like, it wasn't as gigantic a thing, But if I'm talking about gear and stuff like that, and it's like, what somebody interested in that piece of gear, because obviously they're Googling either webcams, or like, say we're talking about this webcam right now. They're Googling webcams, they're Googling live webcams, they're Googling AI Coco webcams, whatever. And then they see my video, and then they come in and I say, hey, you're going to freak out about this feature. And then I don't give you a feature that you're going to freak out about, or like, I'm just like, yeah, they does this, this, and this, and just like all the other cameras do. Then why would anybody ever come back to me for another one, right? Whereas if you do it on an entertainment thing, and I say that, and it's like, oh man, they can't wait for that moment to come. And it comes, and it's really funny, and it's not like, it's nothing sensational. It's not like, oh my god, he said something horrible about this, or, they really were edgy here. It was just like, no, they just had a really funny joke. Like, they'll come back because at least at least I delivered on entertainment, right? So, actually, my podcast, I've been paying the least attention to it lately. And that sucks for my buddy because I do all the work for that. So when I don't do anything, nothing gets done. But if I just got a message that my CIBC bank card is on hold, but I don't go to CIBC, so we're going to go ahead and just ignore that text. But if when I don't do anything for the podcast, then yeah, nothing's getting done. But it's been slowly growing in the background, which has been kind of nice. So I'm actually really close to 3 partnered YouTube channels, which is really exciting. This channel, obviously, if you're on YouTube right now, I'm an affiliate on Twitch, and I'm partnered on YouTube. And I don't think I'm technically speaking allowed to do both things, but here we are. I'm not super concerned if I get in trouble on Twitch. So, yeah. I have to grab, oh, my drink is right here. I was going to say, my throat's starting to give out. You can hear it probably. Gulp. But yeah, I'm only gonna make it so much longer. I got some other work I gotta get done. But I've been really enjoying this. And I might just do kind of an F around gaming stream tomorrow for a little bit. Just because I miss doing it. Time to start a black metal band. You slowly getting the voice for it. Yeah, it's bad. I was supposed to, so I recorded a podcast on Friday with my podcasting partner, and we hadn't recorded together since before I got sick. So it had been more than a month, and we weren't able to get together because my voice was not hacking it. And then we're like, okay, we're getting back together. I feel better. It's like my voice doesn't sound all the way best yet, but like it doesn't hurt or anything. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's do it. And so we did. We do our mini episodes, which we call coming attraction episodes, and then we do our commentary episodes. And so the plan was to do one of the mini episodes and one commentary episode. And we ended up talking on the mini episode for about an hour and 10 minutes, an hour, 15 minutes, something like that. And by the end of it, my voice sounded like this. Like it was really rough. And we had to call it. We ended up not doing the second episode because I was like, there's no chance I'm making it. Like we just did the short episode, and now we're going to do the long episode when I'm already starting it rough. So we're going to take it a little bit slow getting back into things. I've got some back episodes I can edit and stuff, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah. Okay, I think for the sake of my voice, though, I'm going to start to wrap it up now. Thanks for those who came and hung out with me. Thank you, Multicrons. Give your voice a chance. I need to do that more often. My wife would suggest maybe I just shut my damn mouth every now and again, but can't do that. So, but yeah, I think we're going to give the voice a rest now. I'm going to come back on tomorrow for a bit. Anyways, we'll see again how my voice does and how much work I get done prior to it. But I'd love to do a little bit of gaming stream stuff or something like that just to have a little bit of fun. So thank you so much, Back to the Retro. I appreciate it, saying good live. But we're going to... Oh, my pleasure. You're most welcome for the tips. We just want to... we're going to take it easy tomorrow a little bit. I've got a couple days off post Labor Day, so I'm off until Thursday. But now that the kids are back to school officially, and when I'm on afternoons/evenings and I'm home, I can do a little bit of streaming every now and again when I'm not trying to catch up on YouTube and all that. So we'll see how that goes. If you haven't done already, make sure you go and check out the latest YouTube videos and stuff like that. I just did the Beacon Studio, which was a really fun video to make, and it's a fun piece of gear, and if I can bring it into shot, I don't know if you can see it. I've actually replaced my beacon mic with this is a Shure SM7DB. It's like the new version of the SM7B, and it's plugged into the Beacon Studio. So I'm still using Beacon as kind of my prime gear, but I've got a super high-end mic that's going into it now, so that's pretty exciting. So you'll see more of that on the live tomorrow. We'll chat then. It'll be more of an actual production. We'll be on OBS. We'll have music and sounds and proper camera and all that. So we'll catch everybody then. Later. Now as he tries to figure out how to turn this off. Oh, you have to go to the app to do it. Take care, everybody.